Good evening and welcome. Don't forget, folks, we got Katie Blackwell on now, and afterwards we got some more. Um, so keep tuned. Um, if you want to leave a message, don't forget we have got a comments page. So get in contact with us straight away, and yeah, let me know. Um, how is everybody tonight? I hope everybody's okay. And hope you're doing well. And yeah, um, so anyway, so what's everybody been doing? What you're up to? Tell me about that. Leave that in the comments page too. So, oh yes. So we're just waiting now for our guest to come on, which I hear that she probably is coming on in a minute. I think she has answered. So there you go. Who's watched Coronation Street, by the way? That's getting interesting now, isn't it, Corey? Really interesting. You just need to click on the link. Yeah. What are you on about? It is for me. I've just tried it. Click on the link. So anyway, how is everybody? Leave your comments. Um, what you've been up to today. Um, anyway, what have you been up to today? Tell me what you've been up to, and love to hear from you. So we're just waiting for our guest. Is she? All right. Okay. Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Hold on, making Have you got your mic on, Kate?
Yeah.
Making a really funny noise. Hold on. This is like try it now.
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
No, what's it doing? Let's just try reloading it and see what happens.
We are, we are the Oval Team. Hello, Ailey Jones. Ailey Jones, hello. Paula, my lovely woman Paula. I love Paula. You got to come back on again, Paula. I love you lots. Hello.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good.
Better.
It was really buffering the sound before.
Yes, we get that. I'm afraid sometimes on here.
Yeah.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good, good. I am. I just why I invited you to come on for because I love your music, number one,
Oh, thank you.
and we just wanted to kind of like chat to you about your music. When did you start kind of playing your music?
So I basically started when I was like 9 years old because my mum searched up that singing's really good for people who have like speech impediments or really struggle with communicating or are like just very like socially awkward. So she kind of kicked me into it a little bit. I mean, at first I didn't really enjoy it because I used to be really socially awkward. Like I really struggled like talking to people, and like music really like pushed me to like be more confident and just talk to like a bunch of people. So it was kind of like a scary, crazy experience when I first started music. And then I kind of was like, I kind of like this. So I decided to train in different styles. And then I've only really done songwriting the last 18 months. So I've done the singing a lot longer than the songwriting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where'd you get your ideas? Where'd you get your ideas from when you're writing music?
Um, I get a lot of it from my mum because she's literally like a rock. She's literally a hero in my life. She's actually sitting right next to me.
Hello, mum. Hello, mum.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so
It's from personal experience.
yeah, I get it from my own personal experience, also from my anxiety. So, like a lot of my music just stems from like different stuff. So mostly my parents, my struggles with my mental health and anxiety, and just listening to like incredible artists like Demi Lovato. Like I would say Demi Lovato is like a big inspiration behind my original music.
You've got music
Yeah,
as a purpose.
Yeah, and I believe that music is music. Got to be music for purpose, you know.
yeah, yeah. And especially because you got anxiety, and
Yeah.
and the trouble is sometimes it helps. Music does help you. I run a page for people with mental health problems because I've been there too, and I've had problems, and that's why I make a page up, and that's why I do this for people who has got
That's awesome.
problems. Yeah, and I've been listening to your music, and you're very talented.
Oh,
It, where
thank you.
where do you get that from? Do you get that from your mum?
Ooh. About that
You're
one.
half Welsh.
So I got it from my great grandmother. I think she was like a famous Welsh singer, and she was very powerful. Like I would say that her voice was the kind of voice that you don't need a microphone for. Like if you was perform at like the O2, like the big arena places, her voice could literally like reach to like the whole like space, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I think I got most of my singing talent from my great grandmother, and also my dad used to sing. So quite a lot of people in my life have like had musical backgrounds. So like my sister and my brother, they used to do like choir and all that. My sister used to do singing lessons, and then for some reason she stopped them, even though my sister's actually got a pretty amazing voice. And then my brother Andrew, who's got autism, special
Mm.
needs, and cerebral palsy, he loves music. Like he's performed at the London Palladium with like men cap music, which is like incredible
Mm.
with somebody who's like gone through as much as he's done. Like my
Yeah,
brother's literally, I look up to him honestly.
your family's very talented.
Yeah.
They are, aren't they? Your
Yeah.
family's very talented,
Yeah,
actually.
we're all talented in different ways. Like my brother Matthew and Kimberly, they're very talented in the business, in like, and my sister can do law, but she kind of quit law, even though
Mm.
I think that she would be quite a good lawyer because she's really bossy. And then my
Mm.
mum's really good at English. When it comes to like songwriting, if I really struggle, like thinking of words to put on there, she kind of helps me a little bit. She's just literally incredible.
Let's Dave about what else you do.
And then my dad, he's talented at a few stuff actually.
Go on, tell
Um,
me.
so my dad, he used to be a singer. I think he's good. I don't know. I never heard him. I mean, he used to sing when I was before I was born, so I can't really judge if he's good at singing. But according to him, he was very good. um,
Tell Steve a bit about you, what you do for charity and what
oh,
you do.
oh, that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love music, but what
Yeah.
could I do to make a difference to society? Like, what could I offer the world? Because I feel like if you've got something to give, like even if it's your voice, if it's money, if it's helping other people, like I think the whole purpose of being on this earth, which sounds really deep, is just giving back to others. And I think that you kind of feel like pretty incredible after you help others.
So
And
what do you do? Tell me what you
oh,
do.
so I did quite a few stuff. So
So what
I
have you
talk on
done?
the radio. So I
So what have
talk
you
on the
done?
so I talk on the radio a lot about my mental health and my struggles and how I hope to like encourage people, inspire others, and then I use my music quite a lot
You're
to
an inspirational speaker, aren't you?
yeah. So I talk a lot about my mental health in my music on radio. I'm very open about mental health
Television.
and like television sometimes.
Yeah, blogs. You've done some blogs.
Yeah, so I've done quite a lot of stuff.
You're a charity fundraiser. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe
So
I
so
forgot
what?
that.
I've been told before your mum mentioned that. See, because I do my own work. See,
Yeah.
and I hear that you do a lot of charity stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
Awful lot.
I do a lot
Yeah.
more charity stuff than like getting paid for gigs because I feel like I really want to like give back to the world. Like generally, like my parents have like taught me to be kind, caring, nurturing, and just like use your voice for the better.
You're an ambassador, aren't you? For
Yeah,
several-
and I'm an ambassador for like a few charities. So Young Minds, One Art, One World, which is a pretty incredible
Yeah.
charity. Oh my god.
SCND.
SCND, which is a charity for people with disabilities.
What else do you do?
There's quite a lot.
Well done. Well done. You're doing. The trouble is, right?
Yeah.
How old are you now? How old are you?
So my birthday was actually December time, so I'm 17, turned 18 this year.
So, so there you go. You've done so much since you're young, and your
Yeah.
mum and dad must be really, really proud of you.
I mean, I hope they are.
Yeah. You're
They
right.
are.
Warrior, aren't you?
They are. And you know what? I think, that puts you in good stead for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you're going to be, the way you're going at the moment, with your parents' help, I think you're going to be a really, really big star. But you've got to keep. I'm not laughing. I'm kind of like serious because, but if you want to get into music, you've got to work hard at it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Very
Like
hard work.
I've literally since day one doing performing arts, I've literally been taught to work incredibly hard. Don't shy away. Like just show who you are, work hard, be determined. I mean, I've been through situations where I did a opera and I had to miss going on a family holiday, and I didn't really mind too much because I was doing what I love and I was with my mum because my dad and my siblings they all went on holiday, whilst me and my mum we were just like staying in a hotel in London. So I've done like a lot of musical theatre and performing arts stuff. Whilst most teenagers my age, I would say probably hang out with their friends or go on holidays and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You
So what?
mentor other people as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So, so where have you performed to then? What places have you performed?
Ooh.
London's New Year's Day parade.
My memory's really bad, so bear with me.
London's New Year's Day
Yeah,
parade.
London New Year's Day Parade, Peacock Theatre, Actors Church,
Where else he was in?
Oh,
Quite a few places.
just like a bunch of venues, really.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to ask you because I'm glad your mum's there because I was going to speak to your mum too about something. We got an event coming up soon called with Mind. It's their mental health charity Mind. And last year we raised quite a lot of money for Mind. And we were going to ask you if you could play a few songs for us in
I
a
would love
few weeks
to.
in a few weeks time, and that's 'cause it's for people with mental health and it's live on Facebook and because everybody's stuck in their homes at the moment and
Love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, good because I think I think you're doing so well at the moment. You're doing really well, and I'm so pleased that I'm talking to you. And because I love your singing, you've got a really good, powerful voice.
Thank you.
You know, have you ever tried going to? I've got a question coming here actually. It says here, have you tried going on to any television programs, X Factor, Britain Got Talent?
I've definitely considered like maybe auditioning for like a TV talent show, but I just wanted to work on my mental health before I audition for anything because I feel like mental health is literally so important nowadays. I
Yeah,
think you've got to look after yourself before you do something
yeah.
as big as that.
And I'll tell you the truth, you don't need it. I don't think you do. I don't think you need these competitions because at the end of the day, it's just kind of like a.
Yeah.
I think I think it's a bit of a con. I think they kind of like you got to have a story. You got to have a story behind you. You got a story behind you about your mental health, but I think it's not. I don't think it'd be right. But I'm not your parents. You know what I mean? I'm not a manager. So if I was a manager, I wouldn't even put you on those competitions because you know, it's not good. I don't think. What does your mum say about it? What does she say?
It's certainly something, to consider. At the moment, you're concentrating on getting new music out there, aren't you? We're just waiting for lockdown, and then we can. You're signed to Rock Solid Talent Entertainment, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we're waiting for lockdown. We start getting some music out there, and you've got
Yeah.
your own agent now, haven't you?
Yeah, Brandon McConnell.
So
Okay, that's good, isn't it? So tell us about that, about about the studio and who you signed with, and
Oh, so it's kind of complicated. So my mum's my manager. She's my mamager, as you would call it.
oh, she's your
And then I've
manager,
got
is she?
um, yeah, she's my overall manager. And then I've got Brandon, who's an incredible manager, who I actually met about 3 years ago,
yeah, I think it was.
and doing a charity event raising money for this little boy. I love doing that gig. And I was kind of like I wanted to have a manager because I felt like I was ready to like have a manager. And he actually like rooted for me in my DMs and said, "Oh my god, like I think that you're something special, and I'd love to work with you." So I was like, "I'm gonna go with him because I just knew he was the right manager for me." And I
Mm,
think with like having a manager, you've got to have somebody you can talk to, somebody you feel like you can like relate to, you know.
You've also got a record label, haven't you?
Yeah, and then I've got a record label manager. It's quite confusing all this. Called Phil Taylor, who is equally amazing. He owns Rock Solid Talent Entertainment. Um, he's actually he's actually from Canada, but he actually lives in Wales, which is kind of funny because I'm half Welsh.
Yeah.
So
Worked with an LA producer, hasn't he?
yeah, so he's connected me up to like quite a few contacts, especially a guy called Chris Floyd, who's a pretty out there LA producer who's had some music in films, and he's just an amazing songwriter. Yeah, so I'm going to be writing and producing a song with Chris Floyd, which is going to be releasing this year, hopefully.
Yeah.
I've got quite a few music coming out. it's just going into the studio and just writing some lyrics down and just like thinking of like composition ideas, and it's just like
You've
getting
got
in the
some
mood.
events coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, I have got some events coming up, but I'm not sure if they will go ahead because of, you never know with the pandemic. But hopefully the events will still go on, and you will see a lot from me.
Good, good. Um, just the last couple of questions I'm going to ask. Now, this is random. This is what people come and ask me on there because I've got a radio station too. So you're on radio too at the moment. There's a couple of
Ooh.
questions, and one of them is if you had the opportunity to double up with somebody, who would it be?
Ooh.
This is really hard because there's so many incredible artists out there who inspire me in different ways, but I've got to go with Demi Lovato because she's actually been my inspiration since day one. I love her music, and I feel like me and her would get along very well. I want to pick an artist that I feel like would work really well, um, and just like somebody who I feel like I can talk to, and like I feel like we're very similar personality wise. And her music is just so incredible. Like her songwriting is one of the best out there. Like I just love Demi Lovato songs. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of her songs, and a lot of my original music do come from Demi Lovato. That was
Hmm,
a hard question, but yeah, I gotta say Demi
that's
Lovato.
okay. What else is it? What does your parents think of you about singing? You're a very talented young lady, and good luck to the future.
Oh, thank you. My parents are so supportive. Like they even buy me like musical equipment. Like they really help me, not only financially, but they just give me an amazing amount of support. And like every time I do a gig, like my mum and dad, they always say, no matter what happens, like if I forget my words, if I go a bit flat or sharp, or if something like really like, because I'm quite a perfectionist, if something like like really like not even that big of a problem happens and I get really anxious, I always consult my parents, and they kind of like my lightness in the darkness, as I like to say. So I love my parents so much, and they are literally the most supportive people I know in this world.
Yes, and I can see that. I can see that very, and that's good, isn't it? That's very good. Um,
Yeah.
what else is it? Have you ever had any embarrassing moments in gigs? Have you?
Oh,
Oh.
there's so many. Oh, yes, I've
When
definitely had.
that guy came up and you were doing,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Okay. I'll tell this story. So basically, I was singing. This is when pandemic wasn't a thing and we could sing still. I was performing Dancing Queen from ABBA, which I think most people love. And this guy, he was a musician, funnily enough. I was singing my song, and then he kind of came up from his seat, and then I think he was really drunk, and then he was like singing really loudly, and he was like doing like all this really weird dancing, and then he literally went up on the stage, took the microphone next to me and sung over me. And then in I felt really anxious because I was like, this kind of thing hasn't really happened to me yet because I was about 14 at the time. So I was pretty young when this happened. And then I was like, I gotta look like I'm not phrased by this, but secretly I think I kind of was. So I kind of sang over him quite a bit, and I kind of like even sang higher. So I just kind of like treated it like a battle, like, and overall I kind of did better than him.
And then when you
Hmm.
finished, the whole pub.
Yeah, and then when I finished, the whole pub was so supportive, and they were like, they kind of kicked him out. They were like, he's literally a 14-year-old girl. Like, that's really disrespectful. Like, you can enjoy the music, but try and take the spotlight from a 14-year-old kid, it's not it.
And then you
Yeah.
smiled and got on with the next song.
Yeah,
didn't you?
and then I had to do a song after that, so I was kind of like, I had to smile, I had to act like this was just a show, like this wasn't. Yeah, I just had to pretend like it was just a comedy sketch, really. Like
Yeah,
I had to
that's
pretend like it was just part of the plan. When I think many people knew that wasn't a comedy sketch, and they knew that he was really drunk off his mind, and he just was like, "I'm gonna go grab a microphone and sing."
you- what else is it we got? Ben wants to know. Ben says, "I love your music, especially when you do covers on Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
Um, I love to get into music. I love to play the guitar, which you do. How long did it take you to learn the guitar?"
Oh, I'm still actually learning myself. Like, I think guitar is such an important skill because I don't think not only does it help you musically, I heard that it really helps with your coordination. It helps with your maths, I think, or something like that. Like, it really does help you. And I think with guitar, you got to keep practicing. I would say practice half an hour a day and just don't give up. Just even if you like really struggle and you feel like, oh my god, I'm not progressing anywhere, like don't be too harsh on yourself. Like if you're having to do the same thing for about 6 weeks, that's fine because we all learn at different speeds. So I think that even like picking up an instrument, that's like an achievement in itself because I know a lot of people who like really want to learn the piano, who want to learn the guitar, like any type of instrument, but they're kind of like, oh, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this because I'm really anxious, like I'm worried this isn't going to be
Mm.
right. So I think just stick with it, and then I think with guitar, just continue on with it. Like with my singing, even though I've been doing it for about 7 years, I still really practice the skill and I just work really hard. And I think with any skill, you just got to keep practicing it, and then it will just get better over time, and you'll get more and more confident. I think most of the problem that people have when it comes to like learning something new is like confidence issues. So I think if you're confident, then that's part of the solution to like learning a skill and just getting better.
I tell you what, you have done really well. Thank you very much for coming on,
Thank
and
you for inviting me.
that's okay. Thank you, Mum.
You're welcome.
And you got a kind of your daughter is very talented, and we want to come back on again, and we're going to speak some more about your anxiety,
Yeah,
and if you can, and also what we will do, we'll get you on for Mind, if that's
Yeah,
okay with Mum.
yeah,
I would absolutely love to do
that'd be
that.
great. It's like
Okay.
Katie's an ambassador for young minds, so
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get you on board with that, and I've got something else in mind as well. So what I'll do is I will contact your manager, your mum,
yeah,
and I'll speak to her about it. Okay.
brilliant. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you
That's
so.
okay. That's all right. And don't give up, Katie, will you?
No, I won't give up.
All right. All right, Kate. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining
Thank you
me.
so much.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. That was Katie Blackwell, and what a young lady she is, isn't she? Doing all that. She's got anxiety problems, and that's a mental health problem, and but she's still playing. She's using music for one of her, to kind of like to kind of like carry on and singing music. And yeah, well done for her. See you in a bit. Bye bye.